Welcome back to Grathon's Games completionist run, and we're in the North Downs. Already done most of the quests from Trestlebridge. We've just moved on a little to the north of the town, and that was a very short quest to go and pick up a wheel. Now we've got one to go back to Trestlebridge, but also up to the fort that we've been near before, taking out the outlying orc camps. But now there are some emergent quests here within the fort. And one of them is about getting items from these orcs or picking up boxes. Now the stolen goods boxes quest stops when you get the right one, and it's always this one in the corner here. So that moves on, but we've still got to take out more orcs, as well as the half-orc boss that we came here for in the first place. And there he is, Lumbus, and Bernhot plus Heartseeker, as usual, took him out quickly. So now I've milestoned back to Trestlebridge, just getting rid of the excess stuff, and then I've got things to hand in. Elsie Woodruff, not Matty, so I don't have to go back to that camp up the road again. And the next quest is to go further north, and I'm going to take an automatic ride, doing it the lazy way. The Armen Wraith stable had not been tagged, so I've asked for a ride to Esteldian, which comes pre-tagged, if you like, and I'm going to jump off. Not at the intersection that the quest was sending me to, but close enough to tag this stable. We'll see what other quests are at Armen Wraith. So on my own horse, I hit that stable, and it's getting pork from Minas Vroon, which is further on. So I'm going to continue the main. It's not an epic quest, but I'll call it the main quest sequence. Up to this camp, which has Colbert the Mad in it. And I'm absolutely certain that that is a reference to Stephen Colbert, who is just a huge Middle-earth expert. For example, he knew exactly what Galadriel said and did way back early in the Silmarillion, when all of her people left the Blessed Realm. Now, we've got a woman here who is possessed by a spirit. So you just got to exorcise that, fight it enough to make it come out, and go straight back to get all the rest of the quests in this zone, the Fields of Fornost. So we go around to Mincham and Colbert again. And now we've got a quest to find graves, but there's also 2 side quests for ghosts and bargests that are emergent as soon as you kill the first one. And also, searching out the graves makes more quests pop up as soon as you get near them. There's a couple of spirit bosses to take out, for example. And here's the first one. There's always bargests hanging around him though, and you've got to talk to him before you can fight him, which is the sort of thing that hunters and other ranged classes hate. You don't get to plug him from a distance. But bargests guarding this grave. Rusting coffer is just ordinary treasure. And here is a Will-o'-the-Wisp type boss. after you've taken out the others, and the bar jester even behind, they bring out the heavy firepower against that boss. Now there's another spirit somewhere, and there's a digging up graves. Mounds of dirt. I keep having to look at the main map to find out where things are. Here's the second spirit boss. So quests are popping onto my list and straight back off constantly here. Now I'm still looking for the other graves, but I think the other emergent one is just the grave digging quest. And about this point I finish off the side quests for ghosts and bar jests. Just a couple more ghosts to get. 8 of 10. And these mounds, well, that's 9 of 10. These mounds, I think 3 of them spawn whites here and the rest don't. So you just got to be ready to hit tab to target them. Yep, there's another one. And the last one. Okay, I think it's 4 out of 6 that have the whites, but that's finished. And now I've still got to find the rest of the graves. Now I had much more trouble doing that than I normally do. There must have been one that I usually find easily, but with whatever angles I approached it, it was hidden behind things. I just never found it. So I had to go further afield. Those spirit bosses, when they respawn, they don't attack you again. And there's a wandering, what was it, a lord. Oh, there it is, Gaunt Shade Caller. It keeps summoning up minions, and it was very tough. Orange coloured because of its higher level. And I got down to 1/3 of my health fighting that. And now further west in the zone looking for the gravestones. It was a real pest. I've got enough spirits now, so these guys are just in the way of my searching. So I need to look all around behind these stones, because it was clear that a couple of these graves were hiding behind them. And I finished up going all the way back east, because I still didn't find any. My experience is turned on at this point, so I am at least getting some experience for all these extra things I have to kill. But that was the last grave, so I mithrilled back to Mincham. And now you go further up the path towards Fornost, towards Tinadir. And before dealing with the quests here, I just dashed across to the north because there was a place that I need to discover for a deed, an explorer deed. So now I've moved on to taking out these idols, which fill you with dread. And there's a boss here with minions. And 2 of the idols are in the boss's little area. I'm just eliminating things so they don't hit me in the back while I'm going to the main fight. There's another 2 idols. The main ones are down here. So take out the minor ones, and there's Olnathron. That was the spirit that was inhabiting that woman. And now he summons bound corpses to help him. And he's not that easy to take down. But that was the last idol. Now, I was going to ride out and take that horse back, but I got stuck in a pool. Now I have to use Mithril to mention to get back out. That pool you can't jump out of is infuriating if you fall into it on the way in when you haven't done all the quests. But talking to Colbert again, being interviewed by him or something. And now there's a boss wolf to take out. Blood-Eye. His quest keeps on popping up at you whenever you go up the main road towards Fornost. But that's that one. And now I'm going further on for Colbert. This place, which was further away than I expected, is another ruin. It has a lot of spirits in that. You have to trigger a quest by touching that obelisk, and there's a boss that you fight at first, and he gives you the rest of the quest. And you find down this side evidence of tomb raiders. So then the next thing is to take out this boss here, and then take out enough spirits. Now I've got to move on and talk to Colbert again. Here he is, he followed me down here. He says, go get a chest. It's over there. And now it's back to the main part and continue. Well, at first you've got to carry the chest. So you can't fight in the middle of that. But now taking out the rest of the spirits is the only thing left. In this spot. There's only just enough of them. They phase out, which is a nuisance. In fact, I was one short here, and I found out that the ones up near this boss don't count. Nor do Bargests, of course, and I tried going over the other side. So I can report to Colbert. But I still had one more spirit to get. Yet another Bargest wandering over. As you can see, I need to go north. There's none here, so I went to this little ring of stones, and luckily those did count. So that's finished. Now I'm down to boar meat at Minas Vroon. I've got something else to hand in at Armen Wraith. Getting a bit too much stuff, but there's no shopkeeper around here. Might need a trip back to Trestlebridge. Yeah, my milestone became available. I shortened the length of the milestone cooldown. So I can deal with a shopkeeper here. And I decided to do some crafting. Now I've turned my experience back off again. Re-engaged the Stone of the Tortoise because I'm level 26 is good enough for the time being. Now I've got furs to process twice. Once in the forester's craft, just cleaning the hides, and then you can turn them as a tailor into leather scraps and back again. So I'm just acquiring crafting XP here, not general XP. But I was sick of all those furs, and there was some wood in my inventory. I've worked all that off. So now it's time to go back to Armen Wraith. Minas Vroon is just a bit further on. have to come back to Armen Wraith much later. In the late 40s doing the epics. But now I've switched to my own horse and it's time to take out the razor tooths. And they're yellow, so I switched my experience back on again. So I'll be going up to level 27. Try and stay on level with these things. Now there's that smaller obelisk you can't do until you've been to Estelding. I'll do that shortly. But now there are all these disturbed earth patches, all of them near X marks the spot there. Usually not near them long enough for nearby boars to be aggroed. But I was concentrating on them first. That says go back to Armen Wraith. Now there's the two things to pass on there, and that makes Nathan Hodges' quest available, as well as another one from Amarian. But a bit further east now. You're supposed to be sneaking up, but I always approach from this direction, and by the time you get near any goblins it says, oh, you don't have to sneak anymore. So after talking to that guy you can just start shooting. And this is another place that has more emergent quests. The wolves are not worth anything, but you've got to take out the tents and the goblins and the goblin leader. There's a chief. See, that's still yellow. So the goblins, they should go white in just a little while when I go up to 27. That was the chief. Did the usual tactics on him. One more goblin, and that's all the tents. Now there's going to be a goblin waiting to ambush me at the entrance here. He's always there. But next, go to Nathan Hodges' farm. That too has a couple of more emergent quests. You already need to take out the wargs by activating the scarecrows. And they're coming a bit too fast for repeated AoE attacks to be effective, so I have to take some of them one at a time. And I just move on to another scarecrow, and I think you get 5 at a time. For each scarecrow activation you get 5, so you've got to do it twice. The 10 wargs, and I just went up level. Now, direct fences are emergent. I've got some things to chuck out there, but I'm just checking for the implications of my new level. I think I had some gear sitting in my inventory that I wasn't high enough level to use yet. But at least one of them I kind of overtook in better gear. So I ended up not wearing it. So that's that place finished. So we go back again to Armen Wraith. I think that's the last these guys have, except they make me move further on to Orthon. Now, I use the mithril to go to him quickly because I want to establish this place as a home base for a little while by checking the campfire. And my campfires are now active as the teleport points. And now that I'd established that, I decided to come back here to Michel Delving, through there to West Bree and go on to Esteldin because I want to get Isturien's quest to get those little obelisks. Because there's one, the second one I've encountered, it was right near Orthon. So I read the book that starts her quest. She wants me to look at the one that's right here in Esteldin. I won't pick up any more quests in Esteldin yet. I'll be doing Eastern North Downs later. But now she sends me on the quest to do the rest of them. I use my campfire. Just get the opposition out of the way. And that's tagged that stone. Now I need some firewood and driftwood before Orthon will give me the rest of his quests. But I also want to go back to Minas Vroon to tag the obelisk there. So I'm going around the river, getting some of the wood. But when I've got the driftwood, I'm going to move on. And this should be the last one. So I'm going to get the firewood as well. I'll hand that in and I'll pick up Orthon's other quests, then go to Minas Vroon, and then I'll approach the zone where I've got to do some hunting from Minas Vroon's direction. So once I've done this one, the other two obelisks will be at Meluinen and the Dwarven town, Orthrikar. And I'll be doing those when I'm doing level 30 epic quests. So I just took a shortcut there to this part of Minas Vroon, tagged the founding stone, and now I just want to find the way around the terrain into that field across the river from Orthon. It involved going through this farm, and I noticed that some of the things that I want are available there, but I very soon ran out of those. I think it was just the wargs. But okay, I don't want to go uphill any further. I need bears or wolves for one quest and wargs for the other. And also there are some things to activate further into the field, down in the valley. So I'm just more or less taking out everything I see at first. Mostly bears over this side. But there are bone piles and a pile of dirt that I have to do, and the pile of dirt is, and some of the bone piles have a whole crowd of wargs near them. Here we go. Wolf, and here's one bone pile, and take out a packmaster, another one, pack mates, they're all here. There's the disturbed earth. So now I just had a little more furs to collect. In fact, that was it. I can now use my campfire again, which doesn't have a cooldown, to come straight back to Orthon. So that's that round done, and I'm moving on to a farmhouse that's on the road to Esteldin, but I still count it as part of Western North Downs. This is the last little zone I'm going to do in North Downs for a while. And the first quest is a yearling auroch. I want to get orcs out of the way. Now this is an escort quest, you've got to follow it, and it spawns extra orcs as well as things that happen to be along the way. So I do have time to take them out before they kill the yearling. But it deliberately goes and aggroes those before coming over to its objective. But now I have a quest to take out more of the orcs in these particular fields. And some are in groups and some are solo. Which are the best to take out depends on whether you've got AoE attacks. If you're a champion, of course, you run up to all the groups. Right, handing in. There's another round yet. And some of this involves going further afield. You talk to that same guy again, and you get attacked by orcs here in several waves. I kept getting poisoned and taking it off again. Whenever you see me wipe down my clothes, that's curing poison and similar effects. But that's that one done. Now, got to go up to the top of a hill. There's another orc camp. And there's a new quest just arisen, which is taking out a certain combination of these orcs. But the first quest is, there's the chieftain as well, but you've got to collect these sacks of grain. And they're all concentrated in this part of the camp, but there aren't enough orcs down here. So you've got to go right up the top. Here we go, and I need more archers for a start. Dead aim orders. Right, now it's just the archers. And didn't find one on the top of the hill, so I came to a part of it that I hadn't been to get the last archer. Mithril back. And I've just went up to level 28. Now I've just switched the experience off straight away, because I know 28 is going to be good for Ostguruth. And that's where I'll be going soon. Although I started to slot in Ostguruth quests, but I realised that back in Cardalan were the lowest level quests on my list at the moment. Some of them have gone turquoise, so changed my mind about going to Ostguruth yet. Yeah, added them, took them off again. Okay. 3 quests in Cardalan. And one of them had a mithril point, so I decided to use it to change zones. I'm at, what's its name? It's right in the middle of the Cardalan map, and it's not on the sequence of epics yet, so I didn't pick up any new quests there. This is where the epic sequence is taking me for Before the Shadow. So I just talked to people around here, Sarnford, sold off stuff here, and I knew there was a quest back up the road towards the Shire. I've passed it a couple of times coming down from Mickle Delving. So that's picked up all the quests, and it was super easy to pick up these wall stones. So I just wanted to get to a point where I was going to have to leave the village, and I'll leave that for next time. Oh, the thief wandered right into the town. But there we go.